mute.
You want us to mute until we're ready?
Maybe, yeah. Let me put my earbuds in too. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books and March Mystery Madness and our Cozy Mystery Chat with Cozy Mystery Booktubers and just mystery booktubers in general. I'm trying to unwind my headphones. I'm using my daughter's computer as of this morning because the last few times I went live, it was horrible audio with my old computer. So let me transition to a different audio and let's try this. Okay, now can everybody hear me? Becky, you're out there in Watcherland. Can you hear me? Is this good? Everybody? All right. Sorry about the glare. I don't have a better way of doing this. Okay, so let's introduce our panel right now. Our panel for everybody out there watching. It's going to juggle a little bit because some people are going to leave and others are going to join in. And so we're all throughout the night, though, we're going to talk about cozy mysteries. And so I, as you guys know, read a lot of cozy mysteries, but that's not all I read. However, some of these people on here right now that you're looking at pretty much read only cozy mysteries, and that is the main focus of their channel. So, and they have cozy mystery book clubs. There's a brand new one I want to tell you guys about. Some of you out there may not yet know all of the people here, so I want to introduce everybody. So right next to me is Di from Disis19 Hearts, and she has been a March Mystery Madness co-host now for several years, and she takes care of so much behind-the-scenes stuff you guys don't even know. And she started a cozy mystery book club. Probably of all of you guys, she's got the oldest one. It's Book One Cozy's Club, because after we had done the first March Mystery Madness, she's like, I've got all these cozy mysteries. I've got like the first one of all these series, and I need a good excuse to try them. So I think I'm going to start a club. And I was like, well, hey, just use the Mystery Madness Goodreads group because it's not being used during the year, so you may as well use it. And she has had some really fun selections over the years. And then Courtny took the world by storm, or I should say the cozy mystery world by storm. And she's had a couple of cozy mystery book clubs. And so many people have found March Mystery Madness because of her. And so I want you to tell about your cozy club in just a minute and where it meets. You guys meet on Facebook mostly, and then you do a live show once a month and all of that. And then we'll talk to Janelle a little bit. She reads some really cool stuff, and she reads a lot of Golden Age mysteries and some cozies, and she'll tell you about what kind of cozy she reads in a minute. But Tiffany, and are we just going to call you Cozy? Is that what you're going by? Like, have you ever told us your actual first name?
My name is Ro.
Ro, okay.
All right. You can call me Cozy.
Okay. Or we'll call you Cozy Ro. That kind of sounds cool.
That's what Tiffany does.
Okay, awesome. So Tiffany and Cozy or Ro just announced a brand new book club that they're starting. So let's go back up to Di, and we'll just kind of go around clockwise and let everybody introduce themselves and tell us about your club and what you're going to be reading upcoming soon, what you're reading this month, and how to find you.
Okay, well, I'm Di. Like Elizabeth said, I run the Book One Cozy's Club. We've been meeting for about 5 years now. I think it'll be 5 years this summer. And we read first in the series Cozy Mysteries. So I have like a jar that I picked from. I've been throwing in some new ones this year, just trying something new. But this month's selection was A Deadly Inside Scoop by Abby Collette. So I've had fun reading this. I've tried something new this year, which is a chapter by chapter. So you can read along with me. I've divided this book into 7 sections, and all of those audio-only reading vlogs are on my channel, so you can read this book along with me if you like.
You guys, let me just expand on to tell you a little bit more about what she's doing, because I participated 1 month and it's awesome. So you could pick any of the books that she's already read like this. You can read the book, and for every 2 or 3, does it vary by book? I guess it depends on how many chapters. For the book that I read with her, every 2 chapters she did a video, and what she means by audio only is she's just got a picture of the book. she's not getting on camera because it's like 2 a.m. and she doesn't want to put on makeup and all that at 2 a.m, which I get. So she basically does a video, but it's just her talking about the book for that 2 chapters. So if you're reading it with her, you read those 2 chapters and then you go on and you watch the video that pertains to those 2 chapters and you comment about it. And then you go back and read the next section and then you come back and comment about it. So you basically can read along with her even like a year later if you want to, because those videos are on her channel, the discussion videos for my daughter's trying to put a cat in front of the screen. So I think that's such a great idea. And I just think it's fantastic. The other thing, Di, that I'm going to guess that you're maybe going to do now that we've discovered this amazing Discord group is do more discussions in the Discord group, because that's been such a fun way to discuss things in real time. And I hope you're going to do that. But I don't know, are you going to still keep doing discussions in the Mystery Madness Goodreads group, or just move over to Discord, or just keep it on YouTube?
There will still be a thread on the Goodreads group.
Okay.
But I'm thinking of things to do in the Discord.
Mm-hmm. I think the Discord has been great. And a lot of people who are on there now have said, oh, we don't want this to stop when March Mystery Madness is done. And we're like, well, it doesn't have to stop. You can have it. I got it. Sorry, my daughter's asking me a question. So yeah, we can totally keep going. And I even made a suggestion, maybe mid-year, we could do like a week-long readathon called, mid-month Mystery Madness, or a mid-year Mystery Madness, or something like that, and just do like a year. And maybe it could even just be a cozy mystery readathon. Maybe all of us who do cozy mysteries could kind of get together and have like a cozy mystery readathon at some point in the year. I don't know. That might be fun. Okay, so Courtny, tell us what's going on with you and how to find you and what you're reading. You guys have a really cool looking book this month, something to do with apples. Is it Pulp Friction or something? What a great title.
Yes, it's called Pulp Friction by Julie Ann Lindsay. And it is an apple cider mystery series that's absolutely phenomenal. But I love all of Julie Ann Lindsay's books. The Geek Girl's Guide to Murder has 3 books in it. And I am so salty that there's only 3 books in the series. And then she also has... There was another series that she has as well that I've plowed through. But so we are the Cozy Escape Book Club. And I think this is our 2nd or 3rd year. And what we do is we have a whole group of Facebook group. I think it's got over 500 people in it. And we post and talk about cozies and hauls and things. But the Saturday before our live stream for that current month, we Lisa is my co-host. Lisa and we both pick 2 books each, and normally it's based on a theme. So Pulp Friction is actually the 2nd book in the series, because this month's theme was to read a sequel. And so that's something we haven't done before. And it was a sequel of a book that we have already read in book club.
Okay.
So anybody that's new, if they wanted to be continuity, like they wanted to do continuity, they read the first book and this book this month. But so we do that. And then on the last Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Lisa and we go back and forth on whose channel it is. We talk about it. And then one of the other things that we normally do is we reach out to the author and we tell them that we're doing the book club. And most of the time they're willing to send a signed edition to one lucky person that we do as a lottery at the end of the live stream. So you have to stay the whole entire time in order for your number to come up. And if you are there, then we get to do that. So, yeah, I've been on, this will be my 4th year on YouTube. And I've got, I think, almost 3,500 subscribers. And
great.
I can't believe that many people like to watch my face. But yeah, so I've done a lot of cozy mysteries and thrillers and things like Agatha Christie, and I love the whodunits. And speaking of like, I do a Cozy Week the first week of every July because my birthday's in the first week of July. It's July 6th. So I think
Oh, is that why you do it then? Oh, cool. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's kind of my selfish way of going like, I'm going to read all of the cozy books and nobody can stop me because it's my birthday kind of thing. So, yeah.
Very cool. Yes, you have done amazing, and thank you for being willing to host March Mystery Madness again. I know last year you agreed to do it, but you're like, I can't do anything extra because I mean you were pregnant and now you've had your baby, and you know, I know what that's like. Even though my kids are 17 and 19, I remember when they were little, and it is hard.
Yeah,
to
he's
do
7 months
anything
and
extra.
Yeah,
it's very hard.
Teething and everything. So
yeah. So thanks for even coming on here tonight at all. And also, Courtney is a teacher, and she's an Oklahoma teacher. Oklahoma is my home state. I live in Florida now, but I'm originally from Oklahoma. So that's totally awesome that she's an Okie.
I am an Okie, born and raised.
Very awesome. Awesome. All right. So let's go. We'll go clockwise, and let's hear from Cozy. We'll kind of, you and Tiffany, since y'all are kind of buddies now, and you have started this book club together. Tell us what you have planned. Oh, and let me just say, Cozy or Ro just started her channel like this month with March Mystery Madness. And Tiffany, was it in February? Okay, well, but like her first video, I think, was March Mystery Madness TBR. And Tiffany just started a few months back, and I think her and I had been Goodreads friends. And so she sent out a message. She's like, "Hey, I'm starting a channel." And so when I went on there, I was like, "Oh my goodness, she's doing like all the cozy stuff. This is great." So yeah, very cool. So you guys. Go ahead, Cozy, you start and tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us how many cozy mysteries you read last year.
I believe it was 257. Since 2018, I've read nothing but cozy mysteries. I discovered the genre in like 2014 and dabbled, but since 2018, it's all I read. I'm obsessed. I've read almost 600 now, but there's so many that I still haven't read. And so I discovered Tiffany's channel, and I just want to say, like, I'm fangirling a little bit because Elizabeth and Courtney, I love your guys' channels, been watching for years. And so I'm a little excited about that. But so I just discovered Tiffany's channel. We just started talking back and forth, and she asked if I'd want to guest with her. I didn't have a channel yet. And then I watched the Bookish Bryants clue tag video, and they said, just make a video for the tag as your first video. So I was like, between Tiffany and them, it was like the push I needed for my channel. I have social anxiety, so I was always scared to make videos, but it's been so much fun, and I'm really excited I did it.
And you're doing great.
Thank you. So we decided to do every Saturday, I'm guesting on Tiffany's channel for like a chatting cozies talk. So we just talk about cozies, and then we decided to do a book club, the Chatting Cozies Book Club. And next month, April, will be our first month. And we chose A Dark and Stormy Murder by Julia Buckley. And I think we're going to discuss it the last Saturday of every month. And then it's if Tiffany wanted to add anything to that.
Go ahead, Tiffany. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Hi, guys. I am Tiffany. I'm from the BeachbumBookworm. And like Lizzie said, I started in December. And I'm also fangirling out. I know Courtney said, I can't believe that many people look at my face, but it's true. We all do. We love it. Yes. So the last Saturday in April, we hope everybody comes. It's just going to be a load of fun. And this next Saturday, we're talking on our just cozy chat about like hidden gems or books that just don't get as much recognition as some of the big time authors, but are still just as great. And my channel focuses on cozy mysteries and then some romance as well. Thank you for having me, Lizzie. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm so glad you could be here. We definitely want to, spread the love. And I want to just right now give a shout out to some other cozy mystery booktubers that I am just learning about recently. Storm Reads. She is a friend of the Bookish Bryants, and she was in on the Voxer chat we had for Death by Dumpling, and I was like, oh, I wonder if she has a channel, because I think I heard Scott and Becky talking about her. So I went and looked, and she is talking about cozy mysteries. Like, that's a lot of what she does. And I'm like, oh my goodness, how did I not know about her? And the same for one I learned about from you guys, I think the other day, you were talking about an intentional life. I don't know her first name. Oh, you're muted.
Intentionally Bookish.
Yeah,
Intentionally
she's
Bookish. That's it.
amazing.
Intentional life is Chantel. Okay.
I think
So
her first name is Spencer.
Okay. And
Yeah,
I
she's
haven't
great.
made contact with her at all. I don't know if any of you guys have chatted with her, but I was like, oh my goodness, she is like, she's got a
the
huge
sweetest
channel.
person ever. I love her.
Well, invite her to join us sometime for like another cozy chat. I was thinking it'd be kind of cool if we did this, like, every couple months, just talk about, new releases, or I don't know, just anything. It'd be fun to, of course, you guys are so busy with all of your cozy mystery book clubs and everything, but even just every year for March Mystery Madness, just to, reconvene and get together and chat about cozies. So let me introduce you guys to Janelle. Janelle started her channel last year with March Mystery Madness, and I was like, oh my goodness, this lady is doing more March Mystery Madness videos than all the hosts are. So she was just amazing. And I was like, you have to be a host this year. And so tell them about your game that you're doing in each of your videos. She's doing a video every day, and she's playing this. Let me see if I can say it right. No, you have to do it. It's got all these M's. I love alliterations. You tell the title because I'll mess it up.
Well, I figure as cozy mystery lovers, you guys will appreciate this. It's the marvelous and magnificent March Mystery Madness M&M manuscript matchup game.
Awesome.
Yeah. And if I could have found more M words that were appropriate, I would have added them in. So yeah, I just choose M&Ms. I created this little chart with 6 categories based on the colors of the M&Ms, and I choose 4 M&Ms that will give me 2 prompts, and we just have to try and find books that match those prompts. So for example, it could be like, hilariously, the other day I pulled An Amateur Sleuth in a Small Town, and I laughed because I thought that's every cozy mystery ever. So that one was a little easier than some of the other ones. But yeah, it's been really fun. So people just put their answers in the comment section, what books they find that match the prompts. It's been really fun.
And then in her next video, the next day, she shows what she picked for that prompt. And I got a little behind because I got stuck on one the other day, and I'm so chronologically minded that I wouldn't let myself move forward until I've thought of one for whatever that prompt is. So I'll come back to it as soon as I figure out one for that prompt, and I'll come back and pick up where I left off.
That's funny.
Anyway, yes, so there's all kinds of stuff going on for March Mystery Madness. I'm watching to see if anybody else has come into the studio, because I know that Becky is out there ready to go whenever anybody has to leave. So yeah, just are there any other booktubers that you guys want to give shout outs to that do cozy mysteries? Because I really want to spread the love and, have you guys, everybody out there go and subscribe to anyone and everyone who does read cozy mysteries and talk about them.
I know that Sarah, the Bookish knitter,
she'll be on in a little while.
She reads cozy mysteries. It's not her main thing, but she does enjoy them. I'm always looking for new channels. Like, I just search cozy mystery and then I go to recent. Yeah, but it's hard to find.
There's not a whole lot. We're getting a few more. In fact, I just found a couple recently, and I forgot to write them down, a couple more that I haven't mentioned yet, but I will try to make a list in the comments. I was thinking today how when I first started BookTube, somebody did a video and they were talking about how it was hard to find booktubers that did nonfiction. Well, now it's not because of Nonfiction November, but back then there weren't that many booktubers talking about nonfiction, and somebody had started a list and they had a link to the list and they just kept adding to the list. So I don't know, maybe in our Discord group or something, we could start a list. I noticed, Di, was that your brilliant idea to do the find me or follow me link on Discord? That was so great. I just noticed that pop up today, so that anybody who's on Discord, if they have a social media link, they can post it there so that other people can find them. And so maybe we could just post them on there or something so that we can all find each other. It would be really cool. So before anybody has to leave, a couple of questions I was asking this morning. I see Amber from Ambi Crafts Reads was on my live stream this morning, and I was telling her that what I wanted to do was kind of a stump the panel sort of a game and ask anybody out there watching, what can you think of any cozy mystery, any potential theme for a cozy mystery that does not exist? And then I wanted to see if you guys can think of one, because maybe it does exist and we just don't know. All right, so Courtney, you got one?
Okay, so it's not that it doesn't exist. I found it, but there's like 3. And it kind of irks me. And it's science fiction cozies.
Okay.
I became obsessed with it, and I found like technically 2 series that I was like, oh, this is great. And they're indie authors, and so they're not like published with Kensington or Berkeley or anything like that. But I would like a legit publishing house sci-fi cozy mystery in space with like shooting guns and like space cowboy kind of like I need that in my life, and I feel like it's not complete without that. So yeah, sci-fi cozies, I need that. So
tell us the ones that you did find.
So there are oh my goodness, of course there's Andorra. It's Andorra Pet. I really enjoyed that one. That one was my favorite one. It's about this girl who she is she's like a maintenance kind of person, but she really wants to sort of be out in space, but her species is not very good at being out in space. They have to have a specific sort of life preserver kind of thing on their body. It says when Andorra Pet's life turns upside down, she decides on a career change. And so she decides instead on running a diner at a mining station that's orbiting Saturn.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And she has her best friend Ty, who's just like run away with her away from the Earth, and it's really good. And that's by Richard D. And it looks like sort of like this. It's sort of very like steampunky kind of cozy mystery, and it's just really good.
I'm kind of surprised that there's not some. So Tiffany, you're interviewing a lot of authors this month, so just plant that bug in their ear and tell them that we need some science fiction cozy mysteries.
The idea I keep floating, and maybe it's out there, but I haven't found it, is I really want a amusement park cozy mystery series where like the main character works at an amusement park. Maybe they dress up in like the different costumes or different characters of the amusement park. There's like 1,000 ways you can kill people at an amusement park. Just saying. And so like I did Amanda Flower. I floated the idea to her. And then I did Lee Hollis. I floated the idea to him. So I'm just saying, like, I don't even want royalties. I just want someone to write it.
That's not a bad idea. Well, my friend Jack Castle writes a science fiction series called Stranger World that's sort of theme park gone wrong, but it's not cozy mystery. It's not super gritty, but it's weird. I wonder, I'll have to plant that bug in his ear too, because he and I have worked theme parks for the last 30 years, and he's a stunt guy too. So maybe he could write something like that. I don't know. I'll run that past him. All right, anybody who's watching out there, Courtney, we should have done this on your channel. We've just got 13 people watching. Thank you so much to you 13 who are watching. I should have advertised this better. I was just I don't know. This has been a crazy.
I had an idea.
Yes,
Elizabeth. Oh, actually, and my husband did too. I'll say his first because this is funny. He would like to see a cozy series set during the zombie apocalypse.
Courtney's like,
I get like Hot Fuzz vibes.
Yeah.
Like, from that, like Hot Fuzz meets like Shaun of the Dead, kind of like. I could write that. I'd read that series.
Fun.
He figures that might be the gateway to get more guys into cozies, right?
Yeah, Becky or Scott says an H.P. Lovecraft style cozy. It's what he would like. Yeah, totally creepy clowns in a cozy.
So the one that I came up with, and I have no idea if this has been done yet or not, but I thought you need a cozy series that's set around a motorcycle gang. Now,
Okay.
it's a motorcycle gang that's actually scooters because it's set in a retirement community.
I was about to say, can they be feisty old women on scooters?
100% yes. But they need to have a club. Like, it's a motorcycle club, but they're on their scooters. So they need to have a good, feisty motorcycle club name. I think that would be awesome.
And I need like the oldest one to have an addiction to peel and stick tattoos because she wants to look badass, but like she doesn't actually want to get tattoos because she's afraid of needles. So she gets those children's tattoos, and they're like dinosaurs and like Hello Kitty and like things like that.
Oh my goodness.
I need this.
And there would be all kinds of shenanigans going on in a retirement community, wouldn't there? I mean, that would be awesome.
Well,
I can imagine them chasing around each other on their scooters.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my goodness. It sounds like you two need to just collaborate and write this book. That would be awesome.
My mind turns everything into a cozy. Like someone will like say something and I'm like, you know what would make a really good cozy? My husband's like, Courtney, stop. I'm like, can't stop, won't stop. You can't make me.
So what I was thinking of, and I don't know that this would necessarily be a great idea. I was just surprised that there wasn't one, because there seems to be a cozy for just about every type of hobby that you can imagine. But there is a booktube friend who he has a small booktube channel, and he also has a slightly bigger channel in the vinyl community, where there's all these people on YouTube who talk about their record collections and their albums. And just like we talk about books, they talk about albums. And so he was saying, I need to try some cozy mysteries. And I said, well, let me see if I can find a cozy mystery that's music related, or, has something to do with, music collections or just anything like that. I could not find anything. The closest thing I could come up with was, there's a Glee Club series by Joelle Charbonneau. And then there are a couple of just random musical books within series. But do any of y'all know of any?
You talked about this when you were on a live show with, what was her name?
Oh, with Chloe.
Yes.
Chloe. Mm-hmm.
And I put it in the comments, but maybe you didn't see it. Yeah. Oh, there's that one. But there's actually a series, Liz, called the Vinyl Detective series, written by Andrew Cartmel. But I don't know if it's cozy, but the covers sure look like it.
Well, it wouldn't have to necessarily be cozy. All right, hang on. I have to look that up.
He's a record collector, a connoisseur of vinyl, hunting out rare and elusive LPs. And his business card describes him as the Vinyl Detective.
See, that is exactly what I was looking for. Okay, who's the
author? And there Scott says it's not a cozy.
Oh, well, that's okay. I'll still tell him about it, because that's totally that's his hobby. So who's the author, or what's the name of the series?
It's called the Vinyl Detective series, and it's Andrew Cartmel, I think.
You said you put it in my comments? Oh, it would have been in Chloe's comments, which I didn't think to go back and read. Okay.
I tried to link to you, but I don't know if it worked.
I don't remember seeing it. Vinyl Detective. I'll have to go. If I can't find it now. Andrew Cartmel. Okay, I found it. So it's not cozy. It does kind of look cozy. Does that mean like, is it grittier than your average cozy? Is that why your husband says it's not cozy?
Oh no, it's not my husband. It's Scott that says it.
Oh, Scott. Oh, hey, Scott. Scott says it's not cozy. Okay. Well, that's perfect. Yeah, that's exactly
I also put a link in the private chat. You can share that with like the main group, because for some reason it's not letting me comment.
Okay.
But I found a whole entire list of music and or musician themed cozies, and one of them is called Dead Ringer by Sarah Fox, a music lover's mystery.
And that's what Di is holding up.
Di's got it right there.
Yeah,
I've heard of that series. Di, is that
think alike.
Di, have you read that?
I haven't read it yet, but I have read the Glee Club mysteries by Joelle Charbonneau, and I really enjoyed those.
You like those? I've got one of those, but I don't.
I'm actually a musician. I grew up in music, so music cozies.
Yeah.
Who's the author
Cool.
of that, Dead Ringer? Because there are a bunch of books with the name Dead
Sarah
Ringer.
Fox.
Oh, here, I found it. Okay, got it. Very cool. All right, so if anybody has to go, let me know. But meanwhile, the other thing that I kind of wanted to do that I thought would be fun, since this year's theme is title-rific, to share anywhere from 1 to 5 of your favorite cozy mystery titles, just to start things off. I think one series that just has some of the best titles all around is the what's it called? The Piece of Cake Mysteries by Jacqueline Brady. I have here The Cakes of Wrath. All of the titles are play on words
That's a really good
for
series.
books. Yeah, I remember you talking about this. I have not read any of these. I have A Sheet Cake Named Desire, and I have this one. Those are the only ones I have. But all the titles in that series are just so clever. And that's not my favorite cozy mystery title, but I just wanted to share those to get things going. So before anybody has to go, we can go around and share some of your favorite cozy mystery titles. Di, you got one? She's looking.
I can come up
go
with
ahead.
some. So I love Meet Your Baker by Ellie Alexander. Anything by her, all of her titles are hilarious. Like Chilled to the Cone. Like I can't get over it. I also love like Winnie Archer, who's also Melissa Bourbon, Kneaded to Death.
Oh,
And it's a bread making series. Like when the pun actually goes with the theme of the series,
yeah.
I just like I die a little inside, or like I live harder. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's one of those things. But like a Christmas Tree Farm series, 12 Sleighs of Christmas. Like I just can't.
Did you have some, Di? Were you reaching
I have
for
to
one?
go with the A Year-Round Christmas title.
Yes, those
I
are great.
love all of these. The titles.
So good.
That's what drew me to this series. So I definitely have to go with this. And I do agree with Courtney on the Christmas Tree Farm Mystery series too. I really enjoy those as well.
What about you, Cozy? You have a favorite?
It's impossible to choose, but I did write down 5 that I enjoy. One that's not punny, but I think is really clever is The Secret Book and Scone Society by Ellery Adams.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's so different. I know that you love that series. I haven't read it yet. I'm so excited.
Oh my god, I can't even.
And then I love the food play cozies. So I got another one, Bites the Crust.
How fun.
Such a good one. Such a good one.
To Brie or Not to Brie, which is by Avery Ames. It's a cheese shop mystery. And all those titles are awesome. Survival of the Fritters by Ginger Bolton. And all her titles have to do with donuts, like donut shop. And then for a bookish one, I got Can't Judge a Book by Its Murder. And that's by Amy Lillard.
Oh, fun. All right, Tiffany, you have any?
I do. I also wrote down a few. Here Today, Gone to Molly.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Freezer, I'll Shoot. Freezer, oh my God, I love it. It's by Victoria Hamilton.
Yeah, I have another one.
Yeah.
Same series.
Yeah. From the same series Courtney was talking about earlier, the Winnie Archer, Crust No One. And then the last one I wrote down was the new book in the brand new series from Nancy Coco called Death Bee Comes Her, like the movie, but B is spelled like, oh gosh, they crack me up. I love them.
Awesome.
So I haven't read any of these books, but I was preparing for this show tonight, and so I just did a little search of punny titles, and it's so entertaining. I spent way too long laughing over some of these titles, but I did find a few that were just awesome. So there's Crouching Buzzard, Leaping Loon. I mean, isn't that awesome? That's from Donna Andrews' series, her Meg Lanslow. I don't know. Anyways, I just loved it. I thought that was great. And then this one, my Bon Jovi loving heart just couldn't take it. Shot Through the Hearth by Kate Carlisle. I was like, yes! So that's from her Fixer Upper series. I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah. And then Catherine Bruns has a new series out about a chef, and it's called Penne Dreadful, and that is awesome. It's such a good title. And then A Crime of Passion Fruit just made me laugh.
That was Ellie Alexander, yeah.
And then Sarah Fox, who wrote that music series that Di was showing us, she has a Pancake House series, and those titles are the best. My favorite was For Whom the Bread Rolls. I mean, come on, right? But then she also had Much Ado About Nutmeg.
I haven't heard of that one.
And then this one's awesome. A Room with a Roux. Like ROUX. I was like, oh my goodness, these are great. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I swear the titles should just make everybody want to read them anyway.
Hers are amazing. The Pancake House series. I chose all those for a tag where you talked about your favorite titles.
Mm-hmm.
They're all playing on classic books.
Oh yeah,
like there was tag.
Like Yeast of Eden was one of them, right? Yeah. Like, oh my goodness, they were so funny. Yeah.
Great Expectations.
Yes. Yeah.
Cute. Yeah, I haven't even heard of a bunch of these. I brought a few others in here. The Grim Steeper. What is it? I was trying to see the name. A Teapot Collector Mystery. Ooh. And then I had brought this in here. This is the same series, the Vintage Kitchen Mysteries, No Mallets Intended, but Freezer I'll Shoot that Tiffany mentioned is like the best title. This one is a Florida author, Cheryl Holland. I bought this at in the town where she lives. It's Pain and Suffering, and it's the first in the Webb's Glass Shop Mystery series. And this is set in St. Petersburg, Florida. My all-time favorite title. I hate this cover. There's so much. I mean, it's just not a good cover. But the title is perfection. It's a Annie's Quilted Mystery, and it's called Innocent Until Proven Quilty. That's just my all-time favorite. All-time favorite. So anyway, well, all right. So how are we doing on time, Courtney?
I think that I'm about to head out. My voice is about gone.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming. So when after she goes, Becky, if you want to hop in, and I haven't heard from Sarah, she was going to be waiting in the wings. So if anybody else has to leave, Sarah can come in for a little bit, and then we can keep chatting about cozies. I'm curious to know from the rest of you what got you into reading cozies? Like, what are some of your cozy mystery buzzwords? Like, if you see something like, what makes you go, oh my gosh, I have to get that? Or is there something that you would see it and go, I have no interest in that at all? So those are my next questions. If you want to answer any of those before you have to go, Courtney, you can. Or if you've got to say bye, then we love to have you.
When it comes to cozies, anything with baking and like witchiness. Like I love Bailey Cates's Magical Bake Shop Mystery series, and I love Ellie Alexander, and then so anything with those, they make me crave things. Like any book that makes me crave to do something new or to taste something.
Now, have you read any of these?
I have read one of the Joanne Fluke series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the show.
Oh yeah. I've only seen one of the shows. I think they're more like movies, sort of. Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed the one that I saw.
Yeah, there's not really any cozies that like turn me off. It's more about if I can't really get into the writing style itself. Mm-hmm. Most things I'm like, dang, that had a good premise. Why did they mess it up sometimes?
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for having me, and I've had a really, really good time, and I hope you guys have an amazing evening, and kick butt at your March Mystery Madness stuffs.
Yes, Courtny, you too. And we'll see you last Wednesday in the month. Is it going to be on your channel this month or Lisa's?
I don't remember.
And we're going to be discussing. You're going to be discussing Pulp Friction.
Pulp Friction.
Both of those are on Hoopla on audio. Oh, one thing I was going to say: if you look on Hoopla and you can't find them, it's because the author's name is misspelled for those two books. Did you know? Have you noticed that on Hoopla? Yeah, if you search Julianne Lindsay, those don't pop up. But if you take the E off of Anne and then search it, there they are. Just search the title and they come up. So they are there, and I'm going to listen to them so that I can maybe join in.
Perfect. Beach Bum, did you have a question, or did you want to say something?
I just wanted to tell you, because I never thought I'd have the opportunity, but it's coming out tomorrow. I did the Clue tag, the Clue book mystery tag that the Bryants and the Bookish knitters made, and you're the only person I tagged, and I'm like, she will never see this. It's so funny that you are here. But,
yes, no, I will go and watch it. Yes, I am horrible at unless somebody messages me on my Instagram or on the Facebook group and says, "Hey, I talked about you in a video." I have no clue because it doesn't tell me that someone has said my name. So I will go and watch it.
It doesn't even come out till tomorrow. The video uploads tomorrow. But I don't know how to do that either. I never see when I'm tagged. But I was like, she'll never see this, but she needs to answer this. So there you go.
No, I will 100%. Yes,
it's
thank you for the tag.
You'll love it.
All right, bye guys. Have a good night.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
And that just reminded me, I'm actually interviewing an author tomorrow, and I am not going to do it live though, because I have not ever done an author interview. I know you guys have been, several people have been doing them, and I was watching the Bookish Bryants today, and I was like, I would be so nervous, interviewing an author. So I am going to record mine on Zoom and play it later. But the author I'm interviewing is Barbara Venkataraman. She's the author of the Jamie Quinn mysteries that you can find on Audible and Amazon. And it's a really fun cozy mystery series about a lawyer, and they're great. So I am about to read the last one. I've got it on my Kindle, and I'm going to read it tonight. None of them are very long, and hopefully I'll get it done before I interview her tomorrow at 3:00, and then it'll upload sometime after that. So y'all tune in for that. So that'll be fun. So Tiffany, who all are you? Here's Sarah. I see Sarah, and I don't know where Becky was going to come on, but I don't see her there. So hi, Becky, Sarah beat you to it. But if anyone else has to leave, then Becky can hop on. Awesome. Hi, Sarah.
Hi. I can leave whenever if Becky wants to pop on.
Okay. Whatever we want to do. I lost my train of thought though when I saw Sarah. What was I just talking about?
You were going to ask Tiffany something.
Our buzzwords, Cozy Misty buzzwords.
That wasn't where my train of thought was going, but yeah. Oh. So first of all, let's introduce Sarah, the Bookish knitter. And if you want to tell us what you're working on, are you knitting something? And tell us your, well, we're going to be talking about favorite cozy mysteries, but do you have any cozy mystery titles that you love?
Oh gosh, yeah. I was listening to you guys talk, and I'm like, yeah, there's a bunch. So Bree Baker, who is actually also Julianne Lindsay, she's got her new one coming out this summer, and it's called Partners in Lime, which I just found adorably charming. And there's another series by Betty Henchman. It's a knitting shop mystery, and it's called Gone with the Wool, which makes my Gone with the Wind loving heart happy. But anything that is you were saying food related you love or whatever, for me it's crafty related. I just think is crafty essentially. I just think they're funny. So yeah.
There's also one called Bon Bon with the Wind, which is a Southern chocolate shop mystery, and I thought you'd like that one. I love it.
I saw that one too. Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I have seen it. Yeah, that one.
It's a good series. I've read the first 3. I need to read the last one.
Okay, fun. I'll have to look for that.
Elizabeth, you're muted.
Sorry. Thank you, Janelle. Olivia J. Washburn, who writes the Fresh Baked Mysteries, she started a new series that has a Gone with the Wind twist to one of them. I was trying to find the name of it. It was, Frankly, My Dear, I'm Dead. Here's, let me see if I can find the.
That's great.
Oh dear, hang on. I'm way too bright. Let's see if I can show you the title. That's what that looks like.
I love this cover.
Yeah, and I think it's the Delilah Dickinson Literary Tour Mystery. There's 4 of them, so that's the first one. Then there's Huckleberry Finished, Killer on a Hot Tin Roof, and For Whom the Funeral Bell Tolls. So the first one is definitely my favorite title, but yeah. So anyway, those are good. And then what else did we, just to catch Sarah up with what else we talked about? Oh, so we talked about everyone's book clubs. So let's put in a plug for yours. Sarah is a part of the Book Sisters. They mostly read romance, but this month they're reading a middle grade mystery. It's a babysitter's club. So, you know, they do all kinds of stuff, and they usually have a live stream twice a month on a Saturday. And so go ahead and tell us about your group.
Yeah, so this month we're reading, like you said, the Babysitters, I think it's Babysitter's Haunted House, which is the first super mystery. We go live actually on my channel on the 27th of March for that. So me, Bree, and Chloe are going to talk about that. But this coming Saturday on my channel, I know it's me, Rainy from Rainy Day Reads, and there's a couple other people joining us that I'm sorry, I'm completely blanking at this point. But we're reading, I've got it right here in front of me because I've been reading it this afternoon, The Bachelor Girl's Guide to Murder by Rachel McMillan. So the live show for this goes on my channel this Saturday. So, yay.
Cool.
I'm planning to read that, so I need to get on it. I've got book club this week, so I'm trying to hurry and finish my book club book, and then I'll get on that one. It's not real long, though, right?
It's pretty short. Pages.
Yeah, I think it's on Hoopla on audio. Here's what they are reading. Oh, it is? Okay. Here's what they're reading. The Babysitter's Club.
Thank you.
Super Mystery Haunted House.
Cute.
Oh my gosh, I was obsessed with the Babysitter's Club when I was in middle grade. I mean, obsessed.
Awesome. Okay, so your cozy mystery buzzwords. If you see a cozy mystery with this word or this theme, what screams to you, you must read this book or this series? For me, I guess one of the first ones that I was drawn to is scrapbooking, the Laura Childs scrapbooking series, because even though I'm way, way, way behind, if I see any books about scrapbooking, I will grab them. And I just recently found this one by Molly Cox Bryan that Donna from Studio in the Library told me about. So for me, that's my big cozy mystery buzzword is scrapbooking. What are some of you guys? Annie?
I think
I'm probably going to be the odd man out on this because I don't
crafty
really
related.
have...
Yarn more than anything.
What's that?
Go ahead, Di.
I said I'm probably going to be the odd man out on this one because I don't really have buzzwords. I'm not somebody that goes and reads the synopsis. It has to draw me in by its title and the theme.
Well,
so
that's what I mean.
Pretty much anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It doesn't necessarily have to be a word. I'm just, when I say buzzword, I'm talking kind of an all-encompassing thing, like, is there a theme or is it something on the cover? What would pull you in? Like the books that you have on your shelf, is there a common theme among them that drew you in? No.
Anything I can tell you that I will probably not reach for one that's a historical.
Okay.
I will read them, but they're not the thing that I will reach for first.
Okay. Because didn't we read one for Book One Cozy's Club? One
did.
of the Gaslight mysteries?
The first Gaslight mystery.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I don't remember anything about it, but I remember enjoying it. And there's not that's one thing that there's not a whole lot of, really. There's not a lot of historical cozies. I started the Mrs. Jeffries series, and that's a little bit older. I think that's like Victorian age.
Yeah.
But most of them are contemporary.
I haven't read them yet.
I have the bind up of the first 3 books, which I listened to on audio, but I've got that bind up.
There's a great new historical cozy series. There's only 2 out in it. It's the Woman of World War II series. It's by Tessa Arlen. The main character, Poppy Redfern, is an air warden in this small British village, and so she goes and like warns people and brings people to safety. It is. I've read both of them. They're amazing. Really good.
I just thought when you said that, that reminds me of Miss Dimple. Have any of y'all read the Miss Dimple series? I think they're historical. I have 3 of them on my shelf. I just picked up one at my friend's flea market bookstore last week, and I think they're set around World War II, maybe. And then I think the what's the Maisie Dobbs? Is it set like right after World War One?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say Maisie Dobbs is cozy.
Not cozy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe in the fact that she's not a professional detective, you know, it could it could inch towards that category, but yeah, a little darker maybe. I've only read one. So all right, anybody else have any other themes or buzzwords or what draws you in, Cozy?
I love reading anything to do with bakeries or like coffee houses. I really like mysteries that take place in Maine. I just love that area. So when cozy mystery takes place in Maine, it just makes it extra special. And then I like specialty shops. Like they own a shop, like a candle shop or, jam shop, just anything like that's specialty. And I'm really getting into crafty cozies lately. There's pretty much nothing I won't read. I'm just not big on historical right now.
Okay. Very cool. So yeah, like you mentioned shops, this would fall in that category because this is like a glass shop.
That's on my TBR, yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Very cool. I'm trying to think. You said, Maine. Have you read the I think Seaside Knitters? I think that takes place in Maine, maybe, doesn't it?
No,
it doesn't.
Sally Goldenbaum or something.
Yeah.
No, that's on my TBR too.
But doesn't that take place in Maine?
I'm not sure, but I think it might. But yeah, like Maine, Cape Cod, that area. I've read quite a few. My favorite is the Maine Clam Bake series by Barbara Ross.
Oh, fun.
And then I just read a new one that just came out in February. It's called The Cape Cod Foodie Mystery. And I think it's a debut author, Amy Pershing. I think the first book was like A Side of Murder or something. And that one was really good. That takes place in the Cape Cod.
Okay. Nice. Who hasn't gone yet? Janelle, did you have any? Or Tiffany?
Go ahead, Tiffany.
I like, so Janelle just made my night because anything retirement home or senior citizen is a huge buzzword for me. Festivals, like if I see that the book is going to have like a festival in it in the town, or anything like community involvement, stuff like that they're all buzzwords for me. And then I like the candy bakery kind of culinary, but I also like specialty shops like she's talking about, like the Snow Globe series, and some of those that are just like really quirky specialty shops are so much fun.
All right, Janelle, tell us yours, and then maybe I guess if you don't mind, after you tell us yours, then maybe you could we can let Becky come in and say hey.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless anybody else needs to go. Cozy, if you need to go, because I know you mentioned needing to leave whenever your husband got home.
I think I got another half hour.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Janelle. Tell us your buzzwords.
My buzzwords are anything to do with books. So libraries, book clubs, bookstores, anything like that. I tend to love those. Like Victoria Abbott. Is it Victoria Abbott? She's got a great series where like a girl gets hired for like a private collection at this rich old lady's house. I don't remember where those are set, but that's a good series. I like that one. And there's a library series by Jen McKinley. Is it Jen McKinley?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Books Can Be Deceiving, I think, is the first book.
Right. Yeah. So I like those. And so if I read any books any cozies that are set in the US, it'll generally be those kind of cozies. If they've got libraries or bookstores or whatever, that'll draw me in. So for example, I think this is possibly the first cozy series that I read, but this is Carolyn Hart's Death on Demand series. And so Death on Demand is a mystery bookstore set on an island off the coast of Florida. No, off the coast of South Carolina.
Okay.
And so this first book in the series, I mean, this is back from the 80s, I think. Yeah, 87. But she runs a mystery bookstore in this small town, and they're just brilliant. Yeah, so I read all of this series. I love those. And what's great is there's so much in the bookstore that she describes. So like she's got this cool coffee counter, and she's got all these mugs that have mystery titles on them. So you choose your mug before you even order your coffee, right? Because you want the mug that's got like your favorite book on it or whatever. And then she also has like this monthly contest in her store where she has a local painter will paint 5 canvases, and they're all scenes from mystery books. And if you can guess what the book title is and the author, then you win in her store, like you win a month of coffee or something. But I just think it's a fun addition to the series. And so she always describes the paintings at the beginning of the story, and then at the very end, it's revealed what they are. So you have a chance throughout the book to try and guess them yourself. So I love that. I always thought that was really fun.
Awesome.
Really interesting.
Yeah. So, but then I tend to mostly read cozies that are set in the UK. I love that. So like, let's see. Her Royal Spyness is a favorite series of mine. These are historical from the 30s.
Thank you.
Here's another historical cozy that I love. This is the Carrie Bibris, their Mr. and Mrs. Darcy series. So if you like Jane Austen, she uses those characters and they solve mysteries. And each book is set at a different location from one of her books. So like, it's about Pride and Prejudice, or the next one's about Sense and Sensibility or whatever. So those ones are really, really fun. And I love the Hamish Macbeth series by MC Beaton. Now, those are a little bit different because the main character is actually a police officer, but they're still cozies, and they're set in a really small town in the Highlands of Scotland, like he's in a village. And so he's only ever a constable. And he never wants to get any higher, because if he gets any higher, he would have to leave the village, and he doesn't want to leave his village. So they're very much cozies, even though he's a professional police detective. But those ones are really fun. And
I don't think it's a hard and fast rule.
Oh, yeah. And then I like the Daisy Dalrymple series by Carola Dunn. These are from the 20s. And so, yeah, they're really fun. Initially, she's a journalist. She's writing a series of articles about manor houses for a magazine. And so she gets to go visit all of these houses in England. And so, of course, that takes care of the why are there so many dead people in one village all the time? Because she's going all over the place, right? And then this one, you were talking about World War II. This is a cozy series set during World War II in a village. This is by Kate Kingsbury. And again, these are from the 90s, I think. This one's from 2001. And I think this is the second in the series. So the main character is like the daughter of, she lives in like the big house in the village, but her parents get killed in a bomb during the Blitz in London. And so she kind of is on her own in this big house. And so she's now like the lady of the manor. And so she kind of feels this responsibility in her village.
What series is that from? Because I was looking at her Pennyfoot Hotel series.
That is a little earlier. That one is from Edwardian times.
Okay.
This is called the Manor House series, Manor House Mysteries.
Okay.
And these ones are really fun. Yeah, so things happen in the village. So like in this one, a parachutist lands in their village, and he's a German, a German soldier, had to like get, parachute out of his plane. And so he lands in the village and then escapes off into the woods. And then one of the girls in the village goes missing So, of course, everyone's convinced that it's the bad German soldier. And the lady of the manor has to make sure that the village doesn't take things into their own hands and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's a really fun series.
Awesome. I hope you guys out there are adding all these things to your TBR. I feel like I'm echoing now. I'm hearing myself echo, and I don't know why. Am I dragging? Are y'all hearing me in real time? Okay. I don't know. It's weird. The audio is definitely better on my daughter's computer, which I'm using tonight instead of my old one, but still, you never know. Sometimes things go weird. Do you? I don't know. Let me try unplugging this.
I hear it some, and then sometimes I don't for everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I tried unplugging that because I just have cheap headphones, and I don't know that they were doing any good.
Yeah, it seems when everybody starts talking, there's an echo, and then it will calm down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm more than happy to jump off if Becky's ready to come on.
Becky, you ready to come in?
It was really fun chatting with you guys.
Yes, it was awesome. Thanks so much you always are so prepared. And everybody go and check out Janelle's channel.
Yes.
It's Too Fond of Books. Play her M&M game. And now, just to clarify, like when I first heard you announce it, I thought that you were just like, that's what you were going to do every day. But you actually have like a whole different theme, a whole different video every day on some theme, and the M&M game is just a tiny little part of it. So, so for everybody who might think, oh, it's just the same thing every day, it's not. She's doing like today or yesterday you did Ides of March, and you know, just all kinds of different themes in relation to mysteries, and then she's playing the game at the beginning and end.
Today actually was your tag video. Elizabeth, I did your March.
I saw that. Yes, I'm sorry. The dogs. Katie just let one of the dogs out. I saw that, and I didn't have a chance to watch it all because I had a live stream this morning, and then I had to run errands, and Emily was on the computer with school, and now my whole family is in the kitchen. So if it's loud, I may have to mute myself and let somebody else talk. So okay, thank you so much, Janelle, and everybody go and check out her channel and subscribe and all of the above. And so we'll see you soon. And Becky, whenever she's off, you come on and we'll bring you on in. All right. So did everybody get a chance to tell their, like what draws you into a cozy mystery series? We can let Becky come in and tell us. And then the next question is, what was your first cozy mystery that you ever read, if you can even remember? Or and if you remember what it was, did you finish it? Like, did you read the whole series, or did you read one and go, I'll move on? So I don't see Becky yet. Becky, are you coming? She's like, okay, be right there. Be right there. I don't know all these codes. All right. So Di, do you want to tell, do you know what your first cozy mystery book or series was?
Real Murders.
Okay, Charlene Harris. Which series is that?
Sorority Garden Mysteries.
Okay.
I think I bought this in like 2007 or 2009. I was definitely home when I bought it because there's a sticker here that says Jellies. Home meaning Hawaii. I was home in Hawaii for a visit.
Okay.
So Jellies is like a thrift store that we have there. And I read this in 2009. It was my first cozy. I have not finished this series. I've read 3 of them, but I haven't read the rest. I do have most of them, though. So
how many are there?
Things to read.
How many are there in the series?
I'm not sure. I looked the other day, and I think there are more than 10 now.
Yeah, she's still writing though. She's been writing them for years.
That's the one that's not paranormal, right? Aurora Tea Garden. Okay.
Yeah.
She's a librarian.
All right, I need to try those out. I'm not real big into paranormal, with a couple of exceptions though. I do like Aunt Dimity, and that's what I would call paranormal light. And then Molly McRae has a series called The Haunted Yarn Shop, and I've read all of those because my favorite character in the whole series is the ghost. She's so temperamental. Have any of y'all read those? It's called the first book is The Last Will and Testament, and then I forget the rest of them. There's 6 in the series. I've read all of them. They're on Hoopla, I think. but the ghost, her name is Geneva, and she's so snarky and temperamental that she just makes the whole series. She's so fun. And Geneva doesn't remember she doesn't know her own backstory. Like, she doesn't know how she died or why. And so throughout the series, there's another kind of story arc where our main character tries to solve the mystery of Geneva and how she died and why, and all of that, in addition to having something go on throughout the series. Like, each book has its own mystery. And Becky, I think one time we were talking about how a lot of cozy mysteries have the main character has a relationship with the cop, and in this case, this is one situation where she doesn't, because the detective or the policeman she calls him Claude, not to his face, but she just thinks he's so ridiculous, and she calls him Claude, and so he's a funny character too. I keep, one thought makes me think of another. That would be a fun idea for a video. And Storm from Storm Reads did it. She did a video the other day on 5 cozy mysteries that do not have the policeman as the love interest. So I think that's a really, they're kind of hard to find, because almost every cozy mystery has, the main character. If there's going to be a love interest, it's going to be the policeman or the detective or something. So it's kind of rare to find. Now, I went through like 3 different trains of thought.
Newer cozies.
Yeah. So everybody, welcome Becky from the Bookish Bryants, and they did a really fun live stream today with Ellie Alexander. So this is her second live stream today as well. It's mine also, because I did one this morning with my coffee and reading sprint and chat with friends and all of that. So, all right. So Becky, catch us up. We have already talked about, I'm going to have to put my headphones back in because the dog is barking. We've already talked about what? Y'all remind me.
Buzzwords, favorite titles.
Yes.
Buzzwords, favorite titles.
We talked about book club, but you guys don't have any book clubs. So yeah, what are some of your, I think you already mentioned in a chat that anything paranormal is something you're going to go for. So yeah, have you read Aunt Dimity?
I have like 8 of them on the shelf up here.
There's like 20 of them.
Yeah, I've read the first 4. I think the first 4. I haven't read anything beyond that, and I think it's just because I've gotten backed up. But yeah, I love Aunt Dimity. They're a great series. But for me, anything that says paranormal, I'm there for it.
So have you read the other Charlene Harris series that are paranormal? What are some of your favorite paranormal? Paranormal is not something I read, so tell us what your favorites are. And I'm going to get up and let the dog in because he's barking. So I'm going to mute myself. You keep talking, and I'm going to let the dog in. Or
So my favorite paranormals are most definitely the Ghost Finders series by Victoria Laurie. And she also did a Psychic Eye series. Victoria Laurie did, which is just great. There's a series by Amanda Flower. It's the Magical Bookshop series, yeah. I think that I absolutely adore. They're just so good. And then there's the Hungarian Tea House. There's a little bit of paranormal in there, but it's just enough to make me happy. But yeah, if it has ghosts, witches, vampires, I'm a happy camper. I'm easy to please. Oh, you're still muted.
Yeah, I had to unmute. You should try Last Will and Testament by Molly McRae. It's MACRAE. The ghost Geneva is the best character in the whole series, and you should read it.
I can't remember if I've read it or if I've just seen it. The title sounds really familiar.
It's really good. Very, very good. All right, what else? So buzzword, if your buzzword is paranormal. Oh, titles. Tell us some of your favorite cozy mystery titles.
So I did a cozy tag that Ro tagged me in a couple of days ago, And my absolute favorite cozy title is called Crime of the Ancient Marinara. It's the second book in the series. It's about a woman who's creating a restaurant school in Tuscany. So crime of the Ancient Marinara, and it's the second book, and the first one is Al Dente's Inferno, which it kills me. But I really like. There's a book called who's it by? It's by Casey Daniels, called Dawn of the Dead, DON, Dawn of the Dead, and that cracks me up. But I really, there's a great book called I've already mentioned it, Death in a Budapest Butterfly. And I love the title of that. I think it's honestly because I've read it, and I know a Budapest butterfly is actually a teacup. And I think that's really, really neat. And it's such a good series, but I love the titles. They're so good. They're all long and detailed. It's great. That's it. That's all I got.
And then I guess we had started talking about the first cozy that you ever read. I see, and we didn't make it all the way around. Donna says, the first cozy series I read in the 1990s was Emma Chiswick series by Mary Bowen Hall. She was a Golden Age character whose business was A1 salvage, procuring collectibles from old houses. That's interesting. I have not heard of that or anything like it. Yeah. Very cool. I've got a few from a series that's like an antique collectors series, but this sounds even more interesting. Salvage. That's really cool. So, back to what we were talking about. Janelle was saying the relationship with the detective is so popular because the author needs a way for the amateur to get investigation information. Yeah, that's very true. Definitely. And so for that reason, sometimes they have a relationship with other people that they're in positions of authority, because that will also help to sort of carry the story farther along, like maybe the mayor, or I don't know, it could be anything. So Cheryl says her first cozy was Joanne Fluke, but you don't know which one. Yes, because we found out this morning that Cheryl reads out of order. And Becky, I'm sorry, I missed your comments. I was going back through later, and Becky was like, what was the word you used? How you were just very, very set on reading things in order. And I pretty much am too.
I am militant about reading things in order. I can't, except for the Poirot series. I'll read them willy nilly, but yeah. I can't bring myself to read like a cozy series out of order. I can't bring myself to do it because I'll get halfway through and she'll read whatever the heck's available. Somebody died in her barn last week. I'm like, what happened there? Who died in the barn?
Now, Sarah, you haven't always been that way, though. Didn't you used to sort of read in order, and then you started getting some NetGalley books and things that you needed to review?
I blame, like all good things in life, I blame NetGalley. You're getting books, and it's like the 8th in the series, and I'm like, well, I ain't going back and reading all 7 before this. I need to get and I just started doing it, and I realized it's really not a huge deal. I get it for continuity purposes. Like, I keep track of what series I'm reading, what books I've read in those series. I don't rely on Goodreads for that. I have spreadsheets upon spreadsheets. But outside of that, it doesn't bother me. I'm so used to it now.
Yeah. Well, and some series are better than others. Like, I mean, as far as reading order, like I just finished reading the last book in the Spencer Funeral Home Niagara series by Janice J. Richardson, and there was only 4 of them, and each mystery really had something to do with the previous one. So I think in that case, it wasn't, it was really just a continuation. It wasn't like 4 separate stories. And so it's good to know before you start if it's a series that's more conducive to reading out of order, or if it's one that you really should, read in order, I think. So I'm trying not to ignore the comments. This morning, I apologize. I kind of like didn't read the comments as people were commenting, and then we got all done, and I was like, oh my goodness. So this morning, I don't know if y'all saw, I had Amber from Ambi Crafts and Reads on with me this morning for my cozy chat with coffee and friends. And then Cheryl Gilmore was there. She says, hi, Chloe. Oh, is Chloe here? Which Chloe? And Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventure, who it's the middle of the night right now for her. So I don't think she's here because she's in Turkey right now. But anyway, so who hasn't gone yet as far as what was your first cozy? All right, Cozy, tell us your first cozy. Ro.
So I actually keep a list of every cozy mystery I've ever read. I love stats just like Sarah. And before, I didn't even know it was what cozies were. But when I looked back, I read this entire series, like start to finish. And it was A Bewitching Mystery by Madeline Alt. And if I could hold it. The Trouble with Magic. It's kind of hard to see. That was the first one. Yeah, and there's 7 books, and it was a paranormal series. And I read it back in 2014.
Awesome.
And I think it wasn't until like 2016 that I knew what cozies were. And then I was just hooked ever since.
Well, I mean, the term cozy mystery, I'd like to find out when that was actually coined, because there have been cozy mysteries around before we ever started calling them that. I literally had an argument with a coworker a few years ago. He said, what are you reading? And I said, I'm reading a cozy mystery. He goes, what are you talking about? And I'm like, cozy mystery. He goes, there's no such thing. What are you talking about? And I'm like, no, really, there is such a thing, and it's this right here. But he didn't believe me that there was any such thing.
I just looked it up, and it says the term cozy was first coined in the late 20th century when various writers produced work in an attempt to recreate the golden age detective fiction. Come prepared to learn about British cozy mysteries, blah, blah, blah. So, yes, it looks like the late 20th century. They were trying to reproduce the Agatha Christie type books. That's when cozies was coined, it looks like.
Yeah, because like Miss Marple, I think we would agree is probably a cozy. And the Cat Who, those were started in the 60s and then continued on into the 90s. But I mean, those were cozy before there was ever such a thing as cozy. So in fact, I'm trying to think now what my first cozy mystery series was. It was probably this one, only this is the most recent one. Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder is the first one, and I'm caught up now. This is the newest one. I'm reading it. But the first one I remember realizing that it was a thing. Like I just thought these were mysteries. I didn't understand that there was going to be like this whole genre. And so I was working with Friends of the Library, and we were sorting books for a book sale. And I came across this scrapbooking mystery, which I didn't even know existed. And I was like, oh my goodness, there's books about scrapbooking? What is that even, what? And then I started noticing, sorry, the dogs are playing with Katie. If you hear scrambling, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I started noticing through doing book sales, all these, cute covers started popping up of different themes. And I found the Monica Ferris books, and I just started just collecting them. And if I found one, I'm like, give me, I got to buy that. And that started my whole collection of cozy mysteries. So, I think Joanne Fluke was my first one that I read, but the scrapbooking one was the first one I bought. All right, so who hasn't gone yet? Tiffany, have we heard from you?
Funny enough, mine was also Hannah Swinson.
Okay.
And then and it was book number 1, and I am all the way. I just requested number 27. But the other one that I can really remember that was in the very beginning was the Goldie Bear series by Diane Mott Davidson. That was very early on for me too.
I have read the first one, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I may go back and read it, but I remember thinking that the whole deal with her husband, that was just dealt with way too lightly. I felt like there should have been some more there they should have dealt with him better than just, brushing it off. And I don't know. I just thought that was a little too light. But yeah, I don't know if it gets any better throughout the series. What's that?
I've been hearing a lot about that series lately.
Yeah, it's an older one.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about it, Tiffany.
She's a caterer in Colorado, and it's been a very long time since I read it. And I think there's like 17, and I think I read 10 of them, and then I kind of like phased myself out of it. But that, like I said, it was at the very beginning. So then when I realized what they were, I was just obsessed with finding, like you're talking about. I would go to book sales and I'd be like just grabbing anything with a cover on it that looked like a cozy mystery and just sort it out later.
Yeah. Another one that comes to mind that was one of the earlier ones is the Leslie Meyer series, all the different holiday ones, and I think those could be read out of order too.
Lucy Stone.
Yes, Lindsay Stone, because I have read a couple of those out of order.
Yeah, and I'm with Sarah on the out of order. I used to be very neurotic and militant, like Becky was saying about reading my books in order.
Becky, I think she just called you neurotic.
Oh no, I called myself neurotic. I just said that you.
I'll be the first to admit it.
It's okay. I relate. I totally relate.
But a few years ago. Now I say a few years ago, and it's been 10. That's crazy. But my husband and I did like a budget, and I was spending what would be like 3 times the amount of any bill besides our mortgage. So not including our mortgage, but like power bill, any bill you look at, I was spending 3 times that amount on books. So I started a no book ban except for holiday, that kind of thing. And so now that I do all library, I just I'm like Sarah, I'm just like on the whim. I'm like, it's available, I'm going to take it.
All right. So you said your first one. Sarah, did we hear from you? What was your first cozy?
I know the exact date that I bought my first cozy. I was 17 years old. We were going on vacation. It was 1996. And it was The Cat Who Wasn't There by Lillian Jackson Braun. So I read the first one out of order, and it was the one where they went to where he goes to Scotland and leaves the cats at home, and the cats kind of solve the mystery from the house. And I said to my mom after, because she's the one who handed it to me, and said, you need to read this. You're going to really like this series. And I'm like, there's more of these? So there we are on vacation in Myrtle Beach, and I'm like, Dad, you need to drive me to a bookstore. We need to go now.
And I heard you talking about cats, and he had to come
exactly. But yeah, that was my first, and that was actually my first adult novel, like outside of like a YA type of book. So that was 2 for me. I loved it. I still love that. The later books, Elizabeth, I think you've read the whole series too, right?
I have. I finished them. Yep.
The last 4 or 5 books were just not her. I'm doing a reread now, and I won't read the last 5.
The very last book was so sad. It should never have been published. That last book was just awful.
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten enough. I read up to a certain point and then just cut it off.
Yeah.
Are we still talking about the Cat Who series?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. When you get to the very last few were written, maybe kind of ghost written, or maybe she was still living, but she had some help, and they were just really, it's just the very last one was the only one that was so bad. And the fact that it was the last one made it worse, because you just ended on such a low note that it was sad. So, Becky, what was your first cozy mystery that you ever read? Do you know?
The first, Scott and I were talking about this, and I think the first cozy I ever read was the Lily Bard series by Charlene Harris.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it was that one or maybe the I can't say her name. Teagarden.
It's hard to say. The one that I held up.
If it's got 2 R's in it, I'm just useless. But it's one of those 2. It's been a long time. So I think it's the Lily Bard series, but those are really kind of less cozy than most. So yeah, I think it was the Lily Bard series, which I'm sure it appealed to me because it's talking her name. She lives in the whole thing is about Shakespeare, where she lives, I believe. So that probably drew me in, but it sticks with you. That one does.
Did you finish the series?
So when I was reading them, I finished it at the time. I don't know if there's more from what I read, because about the time I finished that, I discovered other cozies. And I don't think I ever went back. Charlene Harris, she's got a really gritty way of writing that doesn't always mesh with me. So once I discovered the lighter, the more fluffy cozies, I don't think I ever went back to Lily Bard or Sookie Stackhouse.
I'm gonna plug my headphones back in because the dogs are being loud.
I love.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I was thinking of another question. Oh, is there anything you won't read? Like anything that you just not that you would hate it, but just you're not interested. For me, like I'm not really interested in reading any of the witchier ones. I'll read some that are a little bit magical, but I just basically have like 2 or 3 series that have any paranormal at all. And I'm also not interested in anything that is like centered around wine or alcohol or anything like that. And that's just because that's just not what I'm interested in. No, not that there's anything wrong with that. That's just not my thing. So what about you guys? Are there any that I think somebody said historical? Was it you, Ro, that you're not into historical? So and I, yeah. Any other things that come to mind that you're just not interested in?
I'm like you, Elizabeth. I call it a sprinkling because Cozy Rose always trying to get me to read more paranormal, and I'm like, if it's a sprinkling in the book, I'm fine with it. But if it's anything more than a small pour, I'm out. Like I can't. So I'm like you. And then like, I mean, I think I'm open to anything, but I was kind of like, I saw your prompts before we came on, so I was looking, and I saw one that was Jim and Joyce Levine have a stock car racing mystery series, and I thought, I don't know if I could get into that, but they do have a Renaissance Fair one that I also saw that I am really interested in checking out.
Oh, I didn't know about those. I've seen their garden ones. I have a few of those, but I didn't know they had other stuff. One topic we haven't ever talked about, tonight, that I am interested in, but I haven't really read much of yet, is Native American themed mysteries. I have read some Tony Hillerman. I'm on maybe book 9 of that series, but I have a bunch of Jean Hager books that are old that, and I think she's still living. She's maybe in her 80s, but she hasn't written and published anything in a long time. They're set in Oklahoma, and 2 of them are about Cherokee tribal policemen. Well, one's about a detective and one's a tribal policeman. So those are some on my shelf that I'm really interested in that I haven't ever read. And then I've got some archaeology mysteries that I don't think are cozy. The Faye Longchamp series, and she's like an aspiring archaeologist. And I've got 3 of those. Artifacts or Effigies is the first book. So stuff like that I'm really interested in, but I haven't not read much yet.
Are any of those have to do with Egypt? Do any of those have to do with Egypt?
No, but that's on my radar. The Elizabeth Peters Egyptology stuff. Yes, I'm going to be reading some of those this year.
That would be really interesting. I've always loved that. I didn't even know that was a thing in Cozy Mysteries.
I've heard really good things.
Is amazing. The Amelia Peabody, she's an Egyptologist, and it's like, it's really good, really, really good.
I need to put that on my list then.
By her is really good as well. She's not an Egyptologist, but she's an anthropologist.
Okay, put that in the Discord, and I'll look those up.
Yeah.
They're such good books.
So, Tiffany, for the Amelia Peabody series, could those be read out of order, or are those better read in order?
I think they're probably read better in order, but I think that you wouldn't be totally lost if you hadn't. But they're just, the series has progressed so much that I would read them in order, or you're going to be like, whoa, what happened? You know, that sort of thing. But yeah, they're amazing. They're really good.
Well, the reason I ask is because I don't know if anybody saw my what my book club is reading this year. I kind of lost control of what they were picking for book club, and instead of starting with first in series, we ended up with at least 4 different series on my mystery book club list at the library that are farther down in the series. And with that one, we're reading like book 14 or something, and it's not till November, so I have time to get through them. But you know, I was just wondering, for the sake of all the other book club people, are they going to be lost if they jump in at number 14? Or are they going to be okay? Some of them, you know, don't care, but I'm one of those people that would like to read them in order.
Yeah.
I mean, my fear is that I am gonna Sarah, do you want to come back in or no? There she is. Okay.
Sorry, my internet cracked out on this one on my side.
Okay. So we were just talking about, we're back to reading things out of order because of my book club. I lost my train of thought, but anyway, I just am wondering whether or not it's gonna, you know, be a big deal or not. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Is my fear is I don't mind reading one, but if it's a series that I'm already wanting to read, then if I end up jumping in the middle and then going back, am I going to be spoiled for all that back stuff? You know, if it's a series I don't really care about and I'm just going to read one and be done with it, not a big deal. But if I want to go back, I don't want to be spoiled. So
I'm 100% read in order. Like if I'm waiting on a series in the library and I got to wait years, like I read the first Becky's favorite series, the Kate Carlisle series, the Bibliophile. I read the first one back in 2014, and I'm like willing, like I jump back and forth, like I have to read in order because character development is my favorite thing, the characters, and I don't want to be spoiled on anything.
Yeah. So I was just put up a comment. Mal Domestic's website, they'll be meeting virtually July. The Agatha Awards are presented at this conference. Oh, thanks, Donna. So for anybody who is interested in who wins the Agatha Awards, that's going to be virtually in July. So thank you. Oh, Marilyn is here. Marilyn is from Hawaii. She is the, what do you call yourselves? The baby boomer booktuber. She did her first video at the age of on your 70th birthday, right, Marilyn? Your first booktube video on your 70th birthday, I think. Yeah, Marilyn was in our chat with the Bryants for murder. What was it called again? Dumpling. Death by Dumpling. That's it. Yes. So hello.
Oh, the Vivian Chin.
Yes. Yeah, we just got through reading that. All right, I am just going back to look at some of the comments. So Amber, what so Amber had a question. She was just wanted to chat about TBR. So that's a good topic. Amber says, I see some people talk about the TBR very casually and broadly, just talking about books they like to read someday. And then others have as a hard and fast thing, something that is specifically for a certain time period, week, month, year. Yeah, I'm kind of somewhere in between. Like I start out the year thinking, okay, this is my goals for the year. I want to try to get through these series and this, but if I don't, I try not to cry over it. But if I don't set some kind of goals, then I'm not going to get much accomplished. So for me, I have to kind of set some goals for myself. What do you guys do? Like I know Sarah is not, her and I both are not really mood readers. We like to just read according to what is structured, like what we set out for ourselves for this month is what we're going to read. And what about the rest of you?
Oh, I'm a terrible mood reader. It helps that I'm almost always in the mood for a cozy mystery. But yeah, I tend to follow my moods. But at any given time, I have 2 TBRs. I have the TBR that I need to read immediately, and the TBR that I'm going to read someday. The second TBR is a lot bigger.
Your someday, yeah.
I call myself an organized mood reader.
Okay.
So I like to stick with series that I'm in the middle of, but sometimes I'll get swayed and I'll just grab a random book that I want to start. I'm trying really hard not to start new series, but I always end up. But I like to give myself a rough outline and try to stick to it. And I like doing challenges for the year.
Girlfriend, your skills of organization are legendary.
only under Sarah. Sarah does the spreadsheets that blow my mind. Like, she's so detailed. I keep everything on paper, but I don't do the spreadsheets.
So, Di, you have said that you're a mood reader, but yet you seem to me to be pretty structured as far as like you'll pick your book for Book One Cozy's Club, and you'll make a schedule and you stick to it. So, would you say you're somewhere in between?
Before last year, I never ever had a problem picking whatever book I wanted to read next. But last year has made me not be able to decide on a book to read. I've had a very strange, indecisive period. Now, I'm an indecisive person usually, but that's never impacted my reading before, like it's doing now. So I'm actually considering doing a TBR project starting next month, because I seem to be sticking to my TBR this month. So it's very interesting. I'm normally a really good reader, but because I'm having such a hard time deciding on what I want to read next, I'm going to do the TBR, because otherwise I end up not reading at all, and that's not what I want.
Do any of y'all order your Goodreads, like on your Goodreads to read? Do you play around with the order and like renumber them according to what you want to read next? Does anybody do that?
Nope.
Oh my goodness. I love doing that. Like right now, the top 30 or 40 books that are like numbered, now I don't necessarily read them in that order, but I've got them at the top. Like everything that I could potentially read this month are on my Goodreads want to read in the top 30 or 40 books. And I try to, like, if I'm going to need to read something for book club or for a challenge or something, I try to put those to the top so that when I go to my want to read list, I go, oh yeah, that book, I got to start that. So, and see, it's funny how we get in these habits of things and we just think everybody else does the same thing. And yet I find that because I said something about that and somebody else commented, they're like, oh, wow, I never thought of doing that. I'm like, really? Because they're numbered for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can just put them in order. I'm kind of like Monk, which I just read.
I was going to say, I make a lot of shelves on Goodreads, like by categories, like I'll make shelves, but I didn't know that you could renumber the order. I just thought you could do it by like author and stuff.
Yeah, you can totally renumber. I don't know, somebody's echoing, so maybe we can all like mute, except for the person that's talking. I see most people are. Yeah, so if you just go to Goodreads and you click want to read, and then you'll see there's a little box that has the numbers. If you click to something else and then go back to want to read, it will come up in a weird order, like the order that you added them. So they'll be out of order. But then if you click order, then you can see the order that you've got them placed in. And then all you have to do is in each of those little boxes, like you go to the book that you want to put in your number one spot, and you just type in 1 and click save changes, and it'll automatically go to your number one spot. So I can sit and waste hours just playing with my TBR and renumbering and reordering my books and finding what I want to read and getting them all lined up just right. It's ridiculous how much time I can waste doing that. Anyway, any other TBR fun things that anybody likes to do?
The other fun thing that I love is you randomize the TBRs on Goodreads. I don't know if you guys knew you could do this, but sort it randomly. And I was just putting my TBR together today for April because why the heck not? And that's how I do it. It's like, what books do I want to read in April? Oh, okay. Randomize my want to read list. The first 10 books are the 10 that are getting read in April. I like the surprise element. It makes me excited.
How do you randomize it? It's actually on Goodreads. You can randomize.
Goodreads, you know how you can sort it by title or by author or by page?
Yeah.
If you go to that list and go down to ours, there's random. And if you hit that, it'll do it.
Oh, I'll have to try that.
Yeah. And then it's just kind of random and fun. And, I'm not someone, if I just pick the books that I wanted to read next, there are so many books that I wouldn't read. And maybe those would be really good books. But for whatever reason, they're not new and shiny. So I don't want to pick them up. You know what I mean?
Can you pick just a shelf and randomize that? Or does it have to be everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I have all my Amish books in one shelf.
Correct.
So I could randomize those if I wanted to.
Because I have a shelf just for Goodreads books that I need to read. So please do not go on my Goodreads and look at how many books are on that shelf. And you can randomly sort that.
So Sarah, did you like how I did that little segue there when I mentioned Amish books?
Yay, Amish intro is coming.
Yeah, so Sarah and I host a readathon. This will be our 3rd or 4th year, called Amish in April, because I love alliterations. And one of my subscribers a couple years ago, back whenever we first started this, she suggested it because we were trying to think, what's another alliteration we could do? And she said, how about Amish in April? And so Sarah and I have been doing that. And what are the dates now? Is it like the 9th through the 18th or something? It's like 10 days.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to have announcement videos coming out within about a week of now. And we're still sorting out the prompts and all that. But it'll be a little bit longer than a week. I think it's 10 days. So like Friday to Sunday so it'll have 2 weekends.
Yeah.
We decided on this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that'll be coming soon. All right. So let's see. Let's catch up with the comments. Okay. Amber says she is the indecisive queen. Can't make up my mind about anything. What to eat, what to watch, what to wear, what to read. Amber, you just have to make a decision and stick to it. That's what you have to do. All right. Donna says there are also Charlie Moon mysteries by James D. Doss. Southern Colorado Ute Reservation. Okay, is that how you say that? So that would be another Native American series. Sarah, Marilyn laughed at you when you said why not. I know Sarah, it's funny. All right, who else has said something that we need to see? Hi Tammy. She found Cozy Mysteries on yes, there are a lot on Scribd for there are several. The Death by Dumpling was on Scribd, and that's how I listened to that one. I think Scribd is a really good value, and there's a lot of good stuff on there. A lot of it is also on Hoopla, which is free, but there's enough stuff on Scribd that's not on Hoopla that I find it to be a good value.
And if you like Cozy Mysteries, Kindle Unlimited is great for ebooks. There's hundreds of series on there that are on my TBR. And I found some hidden gems. They're all indie authors.
Yes, there are some good ones. I was telling you guys the other night about Hope Callahan. I got on her mailing list, and she sends out, sometimes she'll do big bundles for 99 cents. And hers are Christian cozy mysteries. There's one about a lady who was widowed and then decides to become a cruise director. And she's like in her 60s or 70s. I don't know. She goes on a cruise ship and becomes a cruise director. And that's the only one of hers I've read, but I've got some of the others. She's got several good series. So back to the Native American theme. Donna says, if you like Tony Hillerman, you must read the Ella Claw series by Amy and David Thurlow. Have any of y'all read this? Wonderful books, with one of called Plant Them Deep, about how the elders revere the plant people. Interesting. Yeah, there's some really good Native American stuff out there. And I have barely scratched the surface. All right. Oh, Sarah, she says, love putting together TBRs. You know what? I agree, Sarah. It is fun to put together your TBR. And she says Scribd is $8.99. Yes. Cat of the Century by Rita Mae Brown and Sneaky Pie Brown. Marilyn, Donna has read some of those. Donna is studio in the library. She says, I only put books on Goodreads that I intend to read for challenges or readathons and try to stick to them or choose from a variety, usually exactly like the prompts are arranged. Okay, so that's how you arrange your Goodreads TBR. That makes sense. Some people use their Goodreads TBR for their owned books, but I don't even have probably half of my own books on my Goodreads TBR. I use it for books that I don't want to forget about. If I own it, I'm not going to forget about it. But if I don't own it, I might forget about it. So I use my TBR for books that I want to be, like if I heard you guys talking about a book tonight, then I'll go and add it to my Goodreads so that I have it. What else?
Yeah, I use Goodreads almost entirely just to put books that I've read on there.
Oh, that you've read?
I can't seem to build a to read file on there. So I basically just use it to put the books that I have read so that when somebody asks me what was your favorite book last year, I'll actually know.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good use for it, tracking what you read. I love that. I wish that I could remember all the books I read as a kid so that I could go back and put them on there. And Katie, my daughter, is 17 now, and she was, I guess, 14 or so, 13 or 14 when I first discovered Goodreads. And she's a pretty big reader, but she's in that reading slump called high school right now, so she doesn't read much. But I told her back then, I said, there's this this app or this website called Goodreads. I said, you should go ahead now and make an account and start inputting the books you read. She goes, oh, I don't care about that, I said, but when you're my age, you're gonna wish you did. So she doesn't know, but I've kind of been keeping track, and I've made little lists. I didn't actually start her an account, but I have kept little lists of what I remember that she read in case she comes back later and she's like, I wish I could remember what I read. Then I can at least go back and say, well, here's when you read this. So of course, then we have arguments about some of the stuff that she says she read, and I'm like, are you sure? I remember you not finishing that. She's like, no, I read it. So, I don't know. Can y'all hear the dog barking? I'm so sorry. He is so loud. I think he's barking at the cat that you saw earlier. Him and the cat have a frenemy relationship. Let me mute myself and one of y'all talk because the dog is just way too loud.
So how far along are you guys on March Mystery Madness? How many of the prompts have you done? I've read 3 of the prompts. I'm working on number 4, but I've read like 10 cozy mysteries so far this month. I just had to catch up on some other books first.
I've read.
So I have 2 books left. Sorry.
Go ahead, Becky.
So I have 2 books left. I'm reading The Woman in Cabin 10. And after that, I have a book called Who Left That Body in the Rain for weather. But other than that, those are the only 2 I have left on my TBR. And aside from that, I've actually read 4.5 other books outside of my TBR because I got on a Pendergast kick, the Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child books, and haven't been able to leave them. So I've been sort of peppering in Pendergast books between my TBR.
I have 2 prompts left, which one of them I'm doing right now. I'm doing a book called Yappy Hour for a time, and then I don't have color, but I'll have wrapped up my prompts. But I've read 11 books this month, so pretty good month.
I have covered number, person, and place, but not necessarily with the books I set out to read for those exact prompts, but they're ones that'll work. I basically had 2 books for each prompt, and so I've still got more that I'm going to read, but I'm sorry, the dogs are still just going crazy. But yeah, I have read a total of 8 books. 2 of them were ones I finished up for Historathon, and then the rest are mysteries. And then I I started one today that I got to finish by tomorrow for book club. That's not a mystery either. Had given up on any idea of even reading it, and then my librarian came through and bought it on Overdrive on audio. So I thought, okay, let me just hurry and get that one done. I don't lead this book club, but I may as well just go ahead and get it read. It's about Grace Kelly, and I don't really like it. I don't know. I don't understand why authors think that if you're going to write about a historical figure that we need to know about their sex life, because do they even know? Or are they just making it up? I don't understand. If I was dead and gone and somebody's trying to write a book about my sex life, I would consider it slander, because how would they know? So I don't know. It just bothers me. But anyway, other than that, I'm reading all mysteries. So
I would hope they at least got it right.
What's that?
I would hope they at least got it right when they write about my sex life.
I hope, but I don't know. To me, it's none of my business. I mean, I know she was an actress and she was royalty and all that kind of stuff, but I don't need to know all the nitty gritty details about her affairs and whatnot. If that was even true. So
I've finished 3 of the prompts so far. I'm working on the 4th right now, and I've read 7 books in total this month. 1 was a middle grade, so 6 mysteries. But the middle grade sort of kind of could almost swing in there as a mystery, because it was that one. It was called Alone by Megan E. Freeman, and it was about a girl who lies to her parents and pretends to go to the sleepover. And while she's sleeping, the entire town gets evacuated, and she's left alone for 3 years to fend for herself. It was really, really good. But the mystery part would be like, what happened to everybody? Like, where did they all go? Right?
I need to read that. Tell me the title of the author. That sounds really good.
It's Alone. It's just called Alone. And it's by Megan E. Freeman.
Yeah, because I'm like, in 3 years, how come nobody came back to look for her? That's what draws me in.
And it's told in verse. I read it in 2 hours. It's a 400-page book.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. It was fantastic. There is a bit of animal abuse in there, so just do keep that in mind. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't read any middle grade books yet this month, but I'm going to. I have them lined up and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. What else? I'm probably going to need to. We are closing in on 2 hours, and I need to go give Emily her medicine. I know not everybody's been here for 2 hours, but thank you all for being so willing to, jump in and out. And it was just super fun. Let's think about maybe sometime later in the year doing a Cozy Mystery Readathon, maybe. I think that would be fun.
And
we'll talk about it on the Discord group. What's that?
I love the mid-year idea in like June or July.
Okay. Yeah, like mid-year mystery madness, something like that. So
I do want to add, Lizzie or Elizabeth, you remind me of it. Amish is another buzzword for me. So I like all the Amish cozies too, which is really funny because I grew up like in an Amish community in Central Illinois. So I don't know why I'm so interested, because but I am. So when you said that, I thought, because I already told you I really want to do Amish in April, but when you said that, I'm like, oh, that's another buzzword for me.
Yeah, and for Amish in April, you can read Amish Cozy Mysteries, or you can read Amish romances. You can read like something gritty, like Linda Castillo.
Oh, I can't wait to the next one.
Any kind of Amish thing. You're shaking your head. No, I know those are gritty.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
I'm a scaredy cat, Sarah.
Fair enough.
I've been wanting to try the Amish candy shop.
Too, yeah.
Oh, that series is delightful.
It's one of my favorites.
That's my excuse to start the new series. Is it's almost in April. I got to start it.
And she had a spinoff that's a Amish matchmaker series that takes place in the same town as the Amish candy shop. And so this widowed Amish lady like matchmakes young Amish couples. It is so good. There's 2 in that series so far. Really good.
What is it? What is it called? You said it's a spin-off of the Amish Candy Shop?
Yeah, it's the matchmaking series,
I'm looking for it.
Amish matchmaking series by Amanda Flower.
Do you guys ever use fantastic fiction?
No.
I do.
So if you don't use it, and anybody watching, fantasticfiction.com is a website where you can go and you can type in the name of an author of a book, and it will pull up everything they've ever written in order according to series.
Oh, wow.
And it's a magical site. It's kind of like the IMDb of books.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and you can look it up by author and by book.
What's the name of it again?
It's called fantasticfiction.com.
I think I have heard of it. Very cool.
Well, I know what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a very, very good resource for people who read primarily series.
Yay, Gisela.
Hi, Gisela. Yes, the Amish Candy Shop is great. I made the mistake of reading that first one at the same time as I was reading the first Amish Quilt Shop mystery, not knowing that she wrote both of them but under different names. And there's a good bit of parallel. And so I was getting them mixed up. And I thought, okay, I have to just, I have to read one and then the other. So the one I ended up reading first was the Amish Quilt Shop, which is the author name is Isabella Allen, but it is Amanda Flower. And so I've read all of those now, and those are really good. She's got this, I'm sorry, Becky, they have a dog. She's got a dog who's a French bulldog who is afraid of birds. And every time this dog sees any kind of bird or fowl or duck or anything, it like faints. It's so funny. It's the cutest dog. Dogs are so loud. Anyway, that was another question that was on the Cozy Mystery book tag. Was your favorite Cozy Mystery animal sidekick? Does anyone have a favorite animal that they want to mention before we go?
My very favorite furry friend was Princess Buttercup from the Federal Bureau of Magic series. She's a hellhound. But to people who aren't magical, she looks like a Great Dane. But the problem is she has like acidic drool. And if you're a magical being of any sort, she looks like this absolutely ferocious beast. But she's just as sweet as she can possibly be. I find her hysterical.
What book is it from, or what series?
It's from it's an author named Keegan Marr. She has a boatload of series out. But it's called the Federal Bureau of Magic series. And I really enjoy the series.
Anybody else have a favorite pet in the series?
When I did the tag, mine is a cat named Prozac from the Jane Austen mystery series by Laura Levine. And you know how you can imagine you ever talk to your pets and kind of imagine what they would say? Well, she does this all the time. So she'll just be looking at Prozac and just imagine what she's saying. And in the audiobook, Prozac has its own voice. So she's just my favorite character. She became a side character. And the things that she imagined Prozac would say, just hilarious. And she's always getting into mischief and trying to get into all Jane's things. And it's so funny. If you guys haven't checked out that serial on audiobook, I recommend it.
Yeah, there are some good cats. I think my favorite cat is Eddie of the Bookmobile Cat series. He's just such a fun character. He just insists on going along with, wherever she's going, he's going to go, and no matter what. So he's a fun cat character. Who else? Anybody else, real quick, before we go?
I still love Coco from the Cat Who. Just his extra whiskers and his extra toes.
Yeah.
And he made me want a Siamese cat until I realized they have a lot of catitude. And you don't want
they do. Tiffany, did you have one?
In the matchmaking series by Amanda Flower, there are two goats named Philip and Peter that are fainting goats. And they're hysterical, and they're always getting loose, but then they faint and people are like flipping out, and she's just like, oh, because they'll do it when you catch them if they ran from somewhere. They're hysterical.
Oh, fun. Which series are they in?
They're in the matchmaking series.
Okay. Her next series that I need to finish of hers is the Candy Shop, and and also I was telling you about the series. It starts out with a plain death. I think it's Appleseed Creek. We read one of these for book club, and it was really good. It's a little less cozy. This is by Amanda Flower. It's one of her earlier. Sorry, hang on. Let me find the camera. It's one of her earlier ones, set in Ohio in Amish country. It's good. No, there's no pets in it, I don't think. Actually, there may be a dog. I don't even know. So anyway, everybody, if you haven't been playing along on Instagram, be sure you follow the clues. Di and Becky are both some of the hosts, two of the hosts for that, and that has been super fun. I haven't posted my clue yet for today, and you can jump in. If you haven't been doing it, you can still jump in and join in. It's fun. And all you out there watching, if you haven't checked out March Mystery Madness on Instagram, be sure you do that and follow March Mystery Madness and follow hashtag Connect the Clues and play along if you want to, or just see what everyone is posting. I can't think of anything else. Anybody got anything you want to say before we go? We'll go around real quick. Di, have you finished reading the ice cream mystery? Have you posted all your videos for that?
The last one went up tonight. So all sections are up on the ice cream parlor mystery at Deadly Inside Scoop.
Okay, I got to start that, and then I'll be watching your first one as soon as I get started with that one. Cozy, what have you got coming up?
I just filmed today a video for your series about series challenge.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So I put all the challenges, all the series I wanted to read. I'm going to edit that, and it should be up tomorrow on my channel.
Great. And you can join my Goodreads group if you haven't already. Lizzie Face Cookie Corner, and I've got threads there.
Update my progress for February, but I don't think you put a post for that yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you for reminding me. I'm terrible about updating stuff like that. I will do that. Thank you.
And then I need to film a tag that Becky did, tagged me in for the tag about tags. So I'll be filming that soon. Awesome.
Tiffany, what you got coming up? You have any more author interviews?
I do. This Saturday, I'm doing Maggie Toussaint. She does the Seaside Scapers, and then Kate George on Sunday. So I'm really excited about those. They both have some great series.
Awesome.
It's been so much fun.
So Becky, you guys met Ellie Alexander today. Good job. That was so fun.
She is sweet as she can possibly be.
She was.
Yeah. We were so nervous.
I know.
We had just a technological meltdown about 10 minutes into the first video.
I was watching.
We actually had to open a new. Oh my God, it was awful. And we're like, I'm so sorry, Ellie. No, I hate you.
But you recovered well, and you went on, and it was fine.
Yeah, it actually went really smooth. I'm very happy. Now I'm just going to go lose myself in The Woman in Cabin 10 and finish my TBR. So I can go hog wild on all the other cozies I've got.
You're doing great on your TBR. That's awesome. Sarah, what you got coming up?
I have a non-mystery related video coming out tomorrow. It's another book haul because I have a problem. And then I think on Thursday or Friday, I have to film it still, but I'm going to do a mystery type video talking about all the ones that I loved reading when I was in high school.
Oh, nice.
So cool. It's a little bit of a
my childhood.
Yeah. I thought that would be kind of fun.
Awesome. I also have a book haul I need to do, and I'm interviewing Barbara Van Caterraman tomorrow, but it'll be posted later. It's not going to be live. And I just finished checking out all the books that my book club is reading for the rest of the year, except one I haven't been able to get yet. I did one for my mystery book club, and now I've checked out all the books that my regular book club is reading. So it's not really mystery related, but I already had some of them checked out, so I figured why not just go ahead and get that done while I was thinking about book club. So that's what I have coming up, and I need to do the clue tag. I have not done that. I've been kind of going through and figuring out what I want to do for each prompt, but I have not done the clue game tag. So all the rest of you, if you haven't done it, be sure you do the clue game tag that was created by Sarah and Becky and Scott.
My clue tag uploads tomorrow morning. Oh. It was so much fun, guys. I loved it.
Yeah, y'all did a great job on that. Very cool. All right. Well, I guess we'll sign off here. And thank you to everyone who's watching. If I missed anybody's comments, my apologies. Thank you, everyone, for coming out, both on the show and everyone watching, and also not only you guys here, but also Janelle and Courtney, who were here earlier. And that is all for this video. I hope everybody has a great night. I hope you're reading a good book. And as I always say, God bless you. And I hope you guys have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye.